You actually like
Or
post? You posted on like Spotify and all that?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
No, we I'm trying. I like, bro, like freaking. I love content creation. Like, if I can make this my living,
Hmm.
by all means. But I just like doing it, bro. I like talking to people,
Yeah.
and everything. I am recording right now. Let me do the introduction for you, and then we'll jump right into it. And we are recording, guys. Welcome to the Kiko's Corner episode 8. I think. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for watching, listening, and supporting in YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, whatever you watch it or listen to the podcast. Today, we have one of the best creators I have the pleasure to fucking know. No, absolutely, dude. Freaking Rupak, the boy, is one of the few people that I follow at the very beginning when I started doing TikTok and when I started watching it. And he has one of the most eloquent takes, and that is a true statement, Rupak. I'm not saying just because you're
Appreciate
here.
it. I
I
appreciate it,
really
man.
respect it. I really respect his knowledge.
Like,
And he's one of the few people that when I started TikTok, I was like, even if he says some diluted takes, at least he can back them up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Rupak in the show. Rupak, we already been talking for like 10 minutes, but what's up?
yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Rupak. Thanks for that ego boost. I appreciate it.
Take it, take it. What I brought it up at the beginning, and I was gonna touch on this on the background, but you have 4,000 followers, or 23,000 followers, about to be 24,000 on TikTok. When did you start? Because at this point, it feels like you've been doing TikTok for at least a year and a half. Is it since the COVID era or what?
Yeah. So it was during the lockdown Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing to do, right? School was over. It was right before college as well, so I was just home doing nothing. And then the Champions League started. I saw, Pav, right? Do
Mm-hmm.
you know him? Yeah, so he was the first one that I actually saw do it. And I was like, yeah, this looks fun. I always wanted to talk about football, so I just started making them. My first videos, they were so cringy. Like I have them private, I have them privated. When I go back to them now, oh man, the way I talk to the camera is just so weird.
I've noticed that like this is why I tell people, and Guaje, who was in the other show, the very first is TikTok is really just a machine. Like, the more you
Yeah,
put into it, the more it's gonna reward you. So as long as you just work and like just basically not give a fuck about what you post, it's gonna eventually you're gonna get a following. And I remember when I first follow you, and I saw your videos. It was a Madrid situation since you're a Madrid fan,
yeah,
but I remember seeing this, and I think if you were what Pav was to you, I was like, he's doing this, and he's getting people to like react and like
yeah.
and create a community and everything. And at first, I don't think you remember this, but when I follow you, you follow me back maybe like a week later or something,
Yeah, I
and
think I think you had texted me or something. I and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I think I instantly followed you back. I don't
yeah.
remember, but yeah, I think it was something like that.
I don't know if it was on Twitter or on TikTok, but I vividly remember saying like, "Hey, bro, I respect your opinion, I respect your
Yeah, I
takes,
remember that as well.
I respect your knowledge, and everything is just like we come a long way. That's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say. We come a long way. But before we let the football talk get into everything, because we could talk for hours about it.
yeah. So I'm here to do.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. What for the people that don't know you personally, because like your channel, like mine, is just football. Like, who are you? What are your passions? I know you're in Charlotte. I know you go to school still. But like, what are the things? Like, what besides football is out there for Rupak?
Oh, besides football, but my life is just all football, dude. Like basically, like my free time, I play football. Like even like from after the Champions League game finished, I was outside like for two to 3 hours, juggling the ball because I'm trying to learn how to do that around the world. That's just what I do in my free time. Yeah, like I said, I go to school right now. I'm a physics major. I guess I'm passionate about that. I've been since I guess high school and since I was a kid. So that's one thing I want to delve into. I'm into anime. I'm pretty sure you are as well, right? Like
Yeah.
I love anime as well. Charlie FC in the back. That's my local team. That's the team I support outside of Charlie.
Support
Outside of
your
Real Madrid.
support your local.
For your look, yeah, people say that a lot, but I actually do it because I've never really had like a team to support, like go to games regularly, you know. So it was like a breath of fresh air, and yeah, that's pretty much all about me, man. I love space. I love learning about how the world works, like in terms of like math and stuff like that. I'm kind of a nerd on that, and yeah, I like anime. I like a lot of entertainment as well, like Marvel, DC. I'm a geek, bro. I love that stuff. I'm heavy into that stuff.
I mean, you're recently getting in. Okay, so you're recently getting into basketball,
Yeah.
which I
Yes.
appreciate because I always said that if you're gonna put your takes on a sport, you better be able to at least dive into other ones because diving into other sports helps you out. But you're a troll. I've seen your tweets, and a
Oh,
lot of my
yeah.
people. A lot of people in the comments on the video that I posted about questions were just saying why you hate LeBron so much or LeBron so much.
I'm just trolling, bro.
I know, I know you're a masturbator, but you're a masturbator at that point. But I was gonna say for the physics and everything, was that something that you always been passionate? Like, are you good
Yeah.
with numbers or what was the situation there?
Yeah, so like since I was young, I've always been into like so actually my grandfather, I didn't used to be good at math, but my grandfather actually like taught me how to do math.
Mm-hmm.
And actually like I love this instant. Like when I first came to America, I had I didn't really have much, right? We didn't have much, but I had this like little math book, like with a multiplication table.
Mm-hmm.
Where I used to bam 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 bam. I used to love it. I used to love it. I used to think like it was really cool. That for me, like as a kid, that was really cool. And then yeah, as I grew up, yeah, I loved it more and more. Actually, for my senior year of high school, we do like senior exit projects, right? I did mine on space. I actually built like a model of. Do you know what the Voyager?
The one
Voyager
that's in the
spacecraft
space just floating.
just taking
The
pictures.
the
I
biggest
made a mo-
circle, or
I made a
the
model of that. Yeah, when I was in my senior year of high school, because we had to do a project on that. I took like 2 nights working on that. Barely any sleep. Yeah.
do you have a Do you have a picture?
Nah, I think I deleted all.
Oh, come on, Rupak.
I don't even have the model anymore, so that's the sad part. I think I left it at school.
Well,
Yeah.
you I mean, it is what it is. It probably was cool, and it shows how smart you are because like those kind of things, bro. I don't think I ever said it in some videos. I probably mentioned it, but I never mentioned it to you or like anyone when we're talking. I went to culinary school. I'm a chef.
Oh,
Yeah, and things like that, bro. Like if they don't come about, you don't say them. You don't like just mention them. Man.
you cook like
I think I cook well. In my opinion, all my food tastes like shit. But because this is the thing, I'm a
so critical
pessimist.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
critical because in my mind, I serve it to someone. Like if I was to give you food, I'll be like, oh, Rupak is just being nice. He's telling me, oh, it tastes really good because you're being nice. I'm like, no, like what did I miss? Like what did I not cook well? Blah blah blah. And it's probably the same idea with you and your projects and everything. You're like, oh no, I'm not that good at math. In reality, you just solve a formula in 5 seconds.
Bro, the thing about that is, if I don't know something, I'll obsess over it. Like, say a concept in like physics or whatever, right?
Mhm.
I'll obsess over it until I get the fine gritty, like nitty of everything. Like, I hate learning something, and then you know how
Not
people
understanding
they
it.
learn something, they don't ask any questions. Like, even if they don't understand, they don't want to look dumb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd rather look dumb in that moment than like
In
be
the
dumb
future.
for the rest of my life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is something that in it's kind of like engraved in this culture in this country that people don't want to expand on that. The school system is not open in that sense. Like in Honduras, I was in a French school, and over there you could get the right answer, but if you didn't know how you got the right answer, they would like
Yeah.
say like it's wrong. They would be like, yeah, you got it, but like how? Like we know that's the answer. We all know that's the answer, but like how did you find out that that was the answer?
Exactly. Yeah.
So like it's the same thing.
For most students, like, the teachers do it on the board, right? And they're like, oh, I get it. And then they go home or like they have a test. They don't know how to do it because they never ask the questions, like how to actually do these things,
No, of course. And you mentioned this, and I want to address it before we just go over it. Where are you from? When did you move to Charlotte, the United States?
Okay. So I'm from Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm
Come,
from
come on,
there.
come on. We watch football, bro. Come on.
Most people are like, they don't know. So from Nepal, I came here like 2010, I think December 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, been here for half my life, over half
Wow.
my life. Yeah, came here when I was I think 7 or 8.
Okay.
Now I'm 20, about to be 21. Yeah.
Oh shit! You haven't had your first drink? Well, legal first drink?
Bro, I haven't. I want to, but I don't know. I just don't like the smell. But I'm probably gonna like. I turned 21 though. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it.
Okay. I mean, the age is technically 18, but at the same time, wait, is it 18? I'm so old at this point. I don't even
I think
remember.
the legal age is 21 here.
Oh, it's 21.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it that you get here at 18? Is it your driver's license?
Driver's license. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You see, like I'm confused, bro. I'm 26 at this point. Those ages.
I don't have my driver's license yet. Bro,
Oh Lord.
I don't know if I should say here. I hope the police aren't listening. I drive without a driver's license. So, my grandparents, they call me every day because they don't live with me, right? They call me every day. Did you get your driver's license? Did you get this? Did you get a driver's license? Every single day, dude. Like, as soon as they call me, I know what they're gonna ask me. Like,
what? Why not? Like, what's stopping you from it?
I'm just lazy and
Lazy.
Yeah.
But you know how to drive,
I
right?
I know how to drive. Yeah. I've been driving for 2 years. So like,
Okay.
I hope the police don't like this.
Hey, it's just a story. It's just fiction. It's fiction.
I'm just telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
I went 2 times. No, I went once, and then the second time I went to the DMV, I went early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Line just didn't move, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm just going home, dude." So I just went home. But yeah, I'm planning on going this week or next week.
Okay. So you're finally gonna pull the trigger. You're actually gonna get it this time.
I'm going to Pennsylvania in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't show my license to my grandparents, they're gonna be mad. So.
Oh, your grandparents are in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, so I gotta show that. So last summer I went there. They're like, next time you come, you need your license. You need to show us your license. So
Now the real question. I have 2 real questions, and one is bothering me, and the second one is the main one. The one that's bothering me. And I've been wanting to ask you this because I see it in every single video. What's up with the Denmark shirt?
Oh, this. Oh, Denmark, since the United States were kind of bummy, right?
Uh-huh.
This is the team I support.
Really?
Yeah. That's why this is the first ever shirt I ever bought.
Okay.
That's
So
why.
you just have it.
I just have it. And then the Euros, oh shit, the pin fell. Yeah, let me just put it here. But during the Euros, right? I was backing them during their whole run. That's when I bought it because I was like super excited. They made it to the semis, everything. I was hyped, so I was like, might as well get it to remember that run.
Is this the Ericsson Euros? The one where his heart thing happened?
Last Euros, yep.
Oh wow. Bro, I mean that makes more sense now because I think it was gonna be a deeper question than that. Just like, hey, the United States is bums, so Denmark. I mean, have you ever seen a Honduras game?
Which one?
Any? Have you ever seen Honduran play?
No, I
bro.
haven't seen any.
So you're too young for this, but back in 2010 and 2014 when we qualified to the World Cup, we were good. We were decent. We were not.
You guys made it to the World Cup?
3 times.
Oh my! I know you guys. No, I think it's El Salvador, your neighbors.
What about it? They never made it.
El Salvador have the worst record in World Cup.
Oh wait! No, yeah, it's Guatemala that has never made it
Guatemala.
to the. Yeah.
Because I know Hungary beat one of those teams 7. Like I don't even know what was the scoreline, but it was massive.
Let me see. I know what you're talking about here. El Salvador has participated in 2 World Cups in 1970 and 1982, and finished 16th and 24th. So whatever 24th. Oh what? My God. Yeah, they lost 10-1.
Yeah, so they're the one. They're the one with that bad record.
And it was in the Spain one, so they qualified with us in that one. In the World Cup, we have only scored 1 goal in our whole history in the World Cup.
That's something.
Hey,
that's
bro,
something. I mean.
We take it. We were in the middle of. I think we were close to Charlotte actually for a family event from the American side. And of course, it's the World Cup. It's a bunch of Americans in a freaking tiny ass town. They don't care about the World Cup. But we go to a Chili's and we're like, please put the World Cup on. Like, I don't know why it's not in every single TV. Like, please put it on. Okay, whatever this is. We scored, and every single person in that restaurant looked at us like we were crazy. And we were like, no, you're the crazy ones. You're not celebrating.
That's probably. Do you think they're gonna make like 20? They're probably gonna make it, right? Because there's like bigger World Cup roster.
We should, Rupak. We should, but I'm not. I'm not hopeful.
That goes like a once in a. If they don't make it ever in their lifetime, that's like a once
I
in
can.
a
I can say
lifetime.
I saw it. Yeah, I can
Exactly,
say I saw it and I
you can say
celebrated it.
that.
We could talk about the World Cup, but at first, and now we're probably gonna do the switch to football. When did you become a Real Madrid fan? Like, what was the first thing?
So, when I came to America,
Okay.
so I came to America 2010, right? So that's like in 2010-11 season. That's when it was happening. So I got into it. I think a few months after I came here, as I had never seen not even a game. I never seen a football game in my life until I came here. On the TV, nothing. I didn't even.
Wait, how old were you? How old were you?
I was 8.
8. Okay.
I didn't know who Messi was. I didn't know who none of these guys were. Like, funny enough, Ronaldo was the first player I ever heard of.
Okay.
And that's the only player I knew until I came here.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? That's why I always say Ronaldo, bro. Like, his name is everywhere, dude. Like, if I know about him and I didn't have TV, cell phones, nothing. Like, no internet, nothing. That's how big that dude is, you know? But yeah, when I came here, so all my relatives, my friends, they all supported Barcelona, funny enough. When we got beat 4-0, bro, I heard, they're telling me stories of how hard they celebrated. I wasn't there, but yeah. So they're all Barca fans, and I just didn't want to be with them. You know, I didn't want to. I wanted to be different because I was a little kid. I was like, yeah, I'm different. So I was like, yeah, I'll support Real Madrid.
Okay.
And ever since then.
What was your first game? Like, the first game that you watched?
Game.
Was it a random one or was it a big one?
I think it was a random one. I don't remember. My first, like, big Real Madrid memory is that Bayern game.
Which Bayern game? The one that we get eliminated or the one that we win?
Yeah, the one we got eliminated.
In the penalties?
Yeah.
That's your first big Real Madrid game?
Yeah, that's my first big memory. Wait, did the Barca game at the Camp Nou happen before or after that?
There's a bunch.
The
Kama? That's 2000. I mean, that's the same season. That's the same season, but I think it's before.
Okay, if it's before, then that's the one. That's like my first big one that I remember.
Let me see. Date. Cristiano Kama date. That happened on April 21st, 2012. And then Real Madrid Bayern penalties.
The Bayern's in March then. Because Champions League is usually semifinals in March.
Yeah, they uploaded it on... I want to make sure that I get the date right. Here, let's see. April 25th, 2012. So 4 days later.
They were very close to...
Yeah.
The Kalma is my first one. Because I was about to say Kalma after the Bayern game. And yeah, those two. My first two big games that I actually remember vividly.
To this day, I don't think I ever been more heartbroken than that game.
Bro. Funny, the thing I hate about... Bro, we were 2-0 up at home. Like the first 10 minutes or something like that. And then we didn't score a single goal for the rest of the game.
It's the Ronaldo goal real fast, right? That he...
Yeah.
What's the second goal? Who scores?
It was Ronaldo, both of them in the second leg.
Oh, is it a brace?
Yeah, he scored a brace, yeah.
Oh,
it was like the first 10 to 20 minutes of the game. And after that, we didn't do a single thing for the rest of the game. We didn't score a single goal.
Dude, that's the thing about football. It's just... I probably, looking back into it, I barely remember. But probably me being the kid that I was probably like, oh, it's over. It's over. 10 minutes in.
That's probably what I did as well. Because it was 10 minutes. It was 3-2 on aggregate. We were good, dude.
We conceded penalty, right? And Robin scores it?
Yeah. I think it was Robin's one, yeah. No. Didn't Casillas save the Robin one?
No, because let me see. We have Google, so let me see. Munich.
I remember Casillas doing something in that game.
He saved 2 penalties in the penalty shootout.
But he didn't save one in normal time?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Well, I remember.
So Ronaldo scores in the 6th. It's a penalty, and then in the 14th he gets the brace. And Robin gets the penalty on the 27th?
Yeah.
So this was the whole first half, and then we just kept shooting.
Yeah.
By the way, I think looking back to it, I think this is the Real Madrid game or the penalty shootout that made Ronaldo no longer wanting to shoot them first. Because both him, Kaká, then Xabi Alonso scores, and then Ramos freaking.
Yeah, that Ramos guy, bro.
I low key.
Hurt the most.
It hurt me. It hurt me. But I low key to this day, I feel like if we go to the final, we freaking kill Chelsea. I don't know. I don't know how Bayern led them alive. But to this day, I feel there's no 3-peat if this game doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think losing this semifinals gave them so much more, and they lost to Dortmund right after next season, and I think that just gave them even more motivation. It builds character, those kinds of games. Mm-hmm. And then 2014 happened. 2015, I feel like we were on. I think we would have beaten Barcelona in that final.
The one that we lose against Juventus.
Bro, because midway through that season, we were running over every single team.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Modric thing happened. We had to play Ramos at DM. And then, it all went to shit.
Bro, we always get so unlucky with timing. Like, it's part of the game, which I'm never going to complain about it. But it's crazy how one injury and one thing could change the whole momentum. And you're like, well, yeah, it is what it is.
2014, that 14-15 season, I would say, was the year Modric truly was the best midfielder in the world. From that period, I would say up until the end of 2018, I think he was undoubtedly the best midfielder in the world. We lost him in I would say his very first big season where he should have just gone off into another level,
Mm-hmm. No, when it comes down to Modric, I know we kind of agree on the same idea that do you already put him as the greatest midfielder of all time?
No, I have Zidane.
Zidane? Okay, so you're the same as me.
It's just, I see people put Iniesta, Xavi over him, but for me, what Zidane represented for a whole generation. The way people even talk about him to this day, people did you see Henri's what he said about Zidane yesterday?
Yesterday? He said something? I didn't watch the reaction after.
He was talking about Kevin De Bruyne's performance, right? And he was like, people like Kevin De Bruyne, Muller, you could do what they do, like a normal person can hope to achieve what they do, play how they do, not achieve, but play how they do, their play style. He said players like Messi, Zidane, it's impossible, something like that. And then that's what makes you appreciate Zidane even more. He has respect of all these guys. Messi, I think that's the only player he ever asked to swap shirts with was Zidane too.
I didn't know that. I might have to look it up just to be safe.
Can you fact check that? I think that's true because I saw that somewhere. Even when Ronaldo was talking about Zidane, I saw a video a few months back where he puts him in as one of the best players he's ever seen.
I mean, when it comes down to Zidane, and this is why I really, really hate this new revisionist history that I see on Twitter, saying if players today were playing instead of just highlights, Zidane would be a fraud. I'm like, you have not sat down and watched a full game. You could pick any game, even a stinker by Zidane, and those stinkers will be average today. And that's a stinker. That's a stinker. A stinker equals average. An average game for him will be a masterclass today.
Zidane was just the perfect player. The perfect footballer in my eyes.
The only player in the world that Lionel Messi asked for his shirt. Yep. No, it says it here. It's the story.
That's how good that dude is. That's how great. That's how much his greatness is.
Bro, every time, and this is something that I did on a video a long time ago, is that I said, if it wasn't because Zidane headbutted Materazzi in the final, the World Cup final, he will have the perfect career. Not a career, the perfect career.
I think he already has the perfect career.
He won. The headbutt.
He won every single thing. I mean, headbutt, but he already won the World Cup. He won the Euros as well, Ballon d'Or, FIFA Player of the Year, Champions League, scoring the final. And every time he won those awards, I think he was the best player in each one of those teams. Yes. Not the main superstar, because you had players like Thuram, you had Desai, you had all those guys, but he was the superstar of that team. In every single one of those wins, he wasn't a subpar player. Yeah.
The thing about, how do I put this, is that the reason why I would say he's the perfect career, and I say more narrative-wise, like a movie, it's because if you remember, and I know you're a historian, which I'm going to bring up in a second, if you remember, he had already announced his retirement. And the French national team just convinced him to, like, hey, just play the tournament. Like, just do it one more time.
It was that important because in 2002, I think he had an injury.
Mm-hmm.
They
went out in the groups, right?
Yeah, they went out in the group, dude. And
that's
I don't
insane.
think, and then without him in 2010 as well.
I mean, but 2010 at that point, I'm like, that was a whole fiasco, dude.
Yeah, but like the whole Anelka thing, yeah, I get that, but that just shows like without him and then with him, you know, that's like the contrast in the two things.
It's crazy. If I want to jump into something else, but since we're talking about Zidane, how will you feel about him coming back?
I don't want him back just because I think bring him back over and over, and then like him not getting what he wants, him not getting the player he wants, then he leaves again. We get another manager. That manager another manager doesn't do well, and you're just gonna go back to like, oh, Zidane's coming back. Reports of Zidane, blah blah blah. I think his first stint was pretty much perfect. Second stint, it didn't end in a bad note with the fans. I think because people like the fans, they could see like the injuries, everything. He didn't even get the players he wants. I think that's the reason he left. But I just don't want him back. I just don't want to see the same thing over and over happen.
In my opinion, when it comes down to Zidane, it's basically getting Ancelotti just in a younger sense.
Yeah.
Because Ancelotti and Zidane, they do the exact same thing. It's just one is considered one of the best managers of all time. The other one is considered one of the best players of all time. So the locker room, they cannot say shit to him or to them. So whenever they walk in, they have that aura. So they can do and put the players just like, hey, just play this way and you're going to win. Because Ancelotti knows how to win. And he has proven it. And Zidane knows how to win as a player and as a manager. So I feel that, but I will take him. No cap. I will take him. If the board actually supports him financially, I say take him. But if we're gonna support Zidane financially, I say keep Ancelotti, because that's my one thing about Ancelotti. I'm like, he's good. He's gonna burn down the team to the ground because he plays the same players all the time. But that's because you don't give him enough players in the bench to actually challenge the players on the first 11.
I'll say this. This is like, I guess, a pro Zidane argument. The reason, much as like I am Carlo out, people will say I'm probably Carlo out, but the one thing I do love about like people like Zidane and Carlo being our managers, you know, those like tactic guys on Twitter and everything, they have no clue what the fuck we do. I love that. I love that. Like we just go out there, we do our little combinations, they have good chemistry. It's good football. We're just cool with that, you know.
Bro.
That's what I love about Real Madrid the most.
I really, because the last 6 years has opened my eyes in the sense of like, you don't need to look the best to be the best. That's something that I think only, and this is not a criticism to Barcelona or their fans, it's just like what they're used to it. I think they got so accustomed to the fact that they always look playing well, that they think that's the only way to justify a championship.
I think for them, it's just ingrained in their club. Like, they have to play good. They have to win looking good, you know? For instance, Cruyff, and that's just what they have been, like, developed to think, and, like, that's what they want to see. I think that's the contrast with Real Madrid, whereas, like, fans don't, like, most Real Madrid fans, they don't care about looking good, playing good. Like, if they win, that's cool. That's cool with me. The reason I'm Carlo out is that I just think in some instances, winning while not playing good, he doesn't do that well, in my opinion. Like in the league, for example, I think we're too inconsistent. Even when we play bad, we don't win. We're just too inconsistent in that. I'd rather us be more consistent than just play bad, try to win looking bad, and then we don't win. We don't get results, you know?
The thing about this, and it was an argument, I think I actually replied to one of your videos saying it, is that realistically speaking, we cannot justify sacking him because the logic tells you, hey, we're looking bad, but we're winning. Cool. We're looking good, we're winning. Even better. It's when, and even if you look good and you're losing, you're like, okay, there's a path. You're just getting unlucky. Yeah. It's when we look bad and we lose that then shit starts hitting the fan. But realistically, mathematically, we're doing the same thing as last season. The only difference is Barcelona is pretty much close to being perfect in La Liga.
Their season is such an abnormality. I know they're gonna hate if Barcelona. They're probably gonna hate me saying this. The amount of goals they've conceded is abnormal.
It's a normal. Yeah.
Like the XG that they concede, the XG that we concede, it's like 1 or 2 difference. But we've conceded like 20, like almost 30. They've conceded 11. And yes, Ter Stegen has been really good. And I said this, Ter Stegen's been amazing. For me, either him or Griezmann are my Liga player of the season, right? But players don't finish. They just don't finish against Barcelona.
Yeah.
It's not me trying to make excuses, but like the XG is just like difference in them and us. It's not that much, but the way they actually concede, they don't concede that much because the players that they play against, they just don't finish. And that's the annoying part.
It is a weird thing, just because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've looked deep into it. And every time I look at the chances or the players that play against Madrid, like Castellanos, dude. Castellanos scored 4 past us.
Did you see the open chance he missed against Barca?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, props to him to score 4 against us, because that's historic. When that happened, the league was already over, so I wasn't really fussed about it. But I was like, okay. I go back to like 2 weeks ago. He played against Barcelona. I'm like, they pocket you. Let me see the highlights. He missed like 2 clear chances. I was like, why do you finish the most ridiculous goals against us? But then over there, you're like on a 1-on-1 against Ter Stegen. You don't even hit on target. You send it like all the way to the freaking 4th row.
I think the thought of beating Real Madrid is just in the players' heads. I feel like sometimes that's all they think about. Like La Liga teams, for example. Like you see when they beat us, the celebrations they do. You saw Sociedad what they did when they beat us. Osasuna when they I think they got a result against us. I don't know what happened.
It was a tie.
It was a tie. And
1-1.
saw them celebrating. Barcelona, even when they beat us, I would do the same thing because they're our rivals. Like teams just celebrate more against us. They have, I guess they want to beat us more than a club like Barcelona. So they're motivated to play against us more. You know what I'm saying?
I think it goes back to the culture that, again, when you beat Barcelona, and again, it's gonna sound like a shot at Barca, but it isn't.
It's really not. Like
it really isn't. It's just like that's just part of our culture. In our sense, we're gonna talk our shit because we keep on winning. Barcelona will talk their shit because they play well even when they're loose. So in our sense, we are way easier to talk shit to, because if we're losing, we have no argument whatsoever.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, if Barca's losing, at least their fans gonna be like, well, yeah, we have 70 possession and we had this many shots and it was just unlucky. I'm like, fair enough. Meanwhile, when we lose, we look like absolute freaking amateur level.
And then I think the allure of beating the European champions.
Yeah.
It's a lot for them.
Dude, it is crazy. Speaking of European champions, Manchester City. We said we texted. I'm gonna say it. We texted before the day off. We planned this podcast, and you were like, if we lose, I don't want to get on the podcast that same night. And I agree, because I was like, if we lose, I was gonna say, if we lose like a 1-0, I wasn't gonna be that mad. But if we got destroyed, I probably wouldn't have even posted on TikTok, if I'm honest.
Really?
Keeping it a buck. Depending, if we got beat 3-0, I would have come with my head high. I don't care. Like freaking, I've eaten worse defeats than that. If we were getting cooked the way that Rooney, the way that all those Prem fans were talking about, all the freaking TikTokers saying like, oh, like Madrid is not even close. It's a different stratosphere and everything. If they made it look like we were not even on the same freaking level, that if we were like a 5-0, 7-0, something like that, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be crying. I would be depressed for like a week.
That was my worst fear coming into this, because this city is a team. I didn't even fear those Barcelona teams. I don't know why. I don't know what's the reason. I never feared those Barcelona teams when we played them. As much as when we were about to play the City team, I've never been that afraid, like that scared shitless of a team. I don't know what it was. I think it was just probably the thought of just them blowing us away and we not being able to do nothing. That was probably why. But man, I was scared shitless. Even during the game, every single action, every single touch of the ball, My heart, I couldn't handle it sometimes.
There, and you might agree with this, you might not, but I think this is the reason. Barcelona, we played them consistently maybe 3 times a season. Maybe three times if we get the Super Cup of Spain or anything like that. We know that we're going to get our get back at least once. Mm-hmm. At least once. Last season, we was what? The first time since 2013 that we see Manchester City?
No, 2020. The Varane.
The Varane. Okay, so it was 2 years. And then from that, that's the big jump, right? Because we had them in the group for like long time ago when we beat them with the Ronaldo goals and everything. Okay. So the fact that we went from beating them in the groups, 6 years later, we get the Varane fiasco, which it really sucks, and we're gonna talk about that. That like the champions can ruin your reputation with the casuals, because a lot of casuals still think about Varane that way when he's not.
Bro, I'm happy after yesterday. Vinny got the streets now.
Bro, he got the stock. He got the stock.
He got the stock now, bro. Like everybody, bro. Everybody on Twitter, bro. They're gassing up Vinny, bro. Mbappe, hold on. I'm so happy for that dude, bro. Like
and also Camavinga is getting respect right now.
Camavinga got this casuals too now. So like even if they have a stinker next season or like they have bad periods, casuals not gonna see that. They're gonna remember this game, you know.
This is why. Okay, let me finish my point because we're gonna touch on that. Yeah. Then we get the Varane stinker, right? And that one we're like, okay, like one player let us really down. Like it is what it is. Last season, we had the 4-3 at the Etihad, and then we had that freaking 5-minute miracle with Asensio and with Rodrigo and the Asensio situation and everything. If we saw that we barely survived, that it took magic to do it, they had Haaland on top of it. That's, I think, what it's scaring us. That just like last season, you didn't have a striker, and you put us against the ropes. Now you have a guy that doesn't really need to get involved more than 20 minutes. No more than 20 touches. He only needs 5, and he might like score 2.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when Grealish had the ball? Owen was making a run diagonally. Bro, Rudiger. I don't know if it's Rudiger or Alaba that got the ball.
Oh, the one that he throws on the floor and he just bounces off him?
I was like, fuck, they're about to score.
Yeah, no, I remember what goal you're talking about.
Was through, and then I think it was Rudiger. He came out with a block or an interception on that. I was like, I was celebrating that because if that was through, no one.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Oh, I was so happy. That's how scared I am of this guy. He didn't do nothing the whole game. That's just that one action.
That's the crazy thing about Haaland. And as a player, again, this is going to sound disrespectful, but a lot of people say it.
It's not.
Yeah, I think you know what I'm about to say. He's not that good as a player. But for me, a striker, same thing as a defender, same thing as a DM. I'm not going to ask them to do more than what they should or what they're supposed to do. A striker, it's about scoring goals and being there, disrupting the defense. If he scores that many goals, I don't care if he doesn't do 50 passes a game, if he creates 3 chances or whatever, he's going to win you the game.
That's what I always say about Olan. I couldn't give a rat's ass what he does. I couldn't care how many dribbles he has. Like, I think not even 10 dribbles completed this year. I don't care about that. I don't care how many passes, how many touches he has. If he can have that one moment in that game, give me a goal, I'm fine with that. Yeah. And he's done that, 50, 52, 53 times this season, 50 times this season?
There was one game that I remember was crazy. He scored a hat-trick, and he touched the ball 15 times.
What game? Was it this season?
It was this season. It was with Manchester City. He barely touched the ball, and he already had a hat-trick. I was like, that's what you pay money for. That's what a striker's supposed to be. Because we don't have Benzema's all around. We don't have Harry Kane's all around. We don't have Messi, for example. Those kind of players, they're generational. But at the same time, if I bet you anything, if we were to take all his talent and put it on the goal scoring facet, he could score those same chances as Haaland. He will have the same tally, but our team wouldn't play as well because his role is important. It's different.
So I think Olan's build as well, that makes him so much more scarier. And when he's running at you, or like when he gets a chance, bro, he's just gonna shrug you off. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that goal he scored against Upamecano when he was at Dortmund?
I'm not gonna look it up. I'll look it up later. But what is it?
Like, he just pushes them aside like he's nothing, and then just scores the goal. And then his ability to leap in the air. He's so tall. He's so like tall, but he can leap so high. The goal against I think, you know when he did like a flying kick, and he scored in the Champions League group stage.
Is it this season or last season? Because he has done that twice.
Listen, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Like it's a cross, and instead of like doing it with his inside foot, he jumps and he's like a karate kid, like Zlatan did a long time ago.
That was crazy. So I think his build and just the way he is helps him a lot with that. I think if you get, like you're saying, if you take all of Benzema's abilities and put it in goal scoring, or even like someone like Lewandowski, right, in his peak, I don't think they score these like the same type of chances or goals that Olan can, just because physically they're just.
It's different.
It's different. Yeah, physically there's different players.
Mm-hmm. That's not to make it like a Ronaldo Messi situation, but Ronaldo, I feel like he suffers the same curse in the sense of he's so tall, and his game back then was supposed about being dribbling and fast and everything. Mm-hmm. But the older he got and the knee injury and everything, he just started, okay, I'm not gonna focus on the explosive side with the ball. Prime Ronaldo or prime goal scoring Ronaldo was what Haaland did. That just focus on those runs and focus on being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, but like Ronaldo's the most complete goal scorer ever. Though. Like, that dude can score from anywhere with any part of his body. That's what makes him like. That's what made him for me. That's why for me he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. I know Messi has a better ratio, but Messi is not as complete as a goal scorer as Ronaldo. You know, like header, weak foot. Outside the box, inside the box, long range, free kicks, penalties. Like Ronaldo scored every type of goals that you want.
Yeah, it's the ratio conversation always pisses me off, if I'm really honest, because cool, bro, like freaking. If you are consistently scoring, that's good for you. But if we add the context, Ronaldo played like 150 games, like. Out wide, and that's not even me saying like, oh, like his whole career at United. No, it's legitimate. Just like his first 2 seasons, that's 150 games between Sporting and the first 2 seasons. That is literally, if you take that off, they have the same average. So I'm like, if Ronaldo had played forward his whole career, he probably will have about the same average as Messi right now. It's just give or take maybe a decimal off, but like not that huge. In that sense,
like a person can make a cardinal argument saying Messi, I guess since 2015, he's played like deeper. Mm-hmm. And he's ever played, you know, like he's gone deeper and deeper and deeper in the pitch. He still hit like 50 goals, like 18, 19. That dude was doing everything. Like he was playmaking. He was the main creative hub of the team. He was the main goal scoring hub of the team.
Is that the shit Barca season that he was just doing everything, or is that the next one?
Doing everything, yeah. So even like when he was just doing everything for them, he's still hitting. I think he hit like 35 in the league, mm-hmm. 50 over the course of the season. It's over 50, I think. I think like people talk about like Ronaldo playing out wide, blah blah blah, right? But I think that kind of cancels it out for me. But for me, why I say it, like the ratio for me, ratio is stupid because I think when you take their time in Spain, like from 2009 2018, right? Ronaldo had like a slightly better ratio. Mm-hmm. Slightly, I'll take that. But in the Champions League, this dude Ronaldo, dude, he blows everybody out the water in terms of like ratio, especially in knockouts. It's not even close.
No, it's ridiculous. When I think I've seen you saying this, but like, is your and let me specify this because when I say my goal, I'm saying my opinion in the sense of like what my criteria is. Because for the streets, for the casuals, and for everyone else in the world, Messi's the GOAT. I don't have a problem saying it because the World Cup pretty much sealed that for the open debate. But when it comes down, if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to someone that knows football, I'm gonna say no, the GOAT is Ronaldo because that's my opinion. But if my little freaking cousin that doesn't watch the game comes over and tells me that, oh, who's the GOAT? I'm like, it's Messi. Like freaking, like don't ask me too much questions. My opinion is not him, but like the argument is there.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I mean, my GOAT is Ronaldo. So like, bro, he's the player I grew up with. Of course, he's gonna be my GOAT. You know? Yeah. I get that.
For the second leg with Manchester City, because I'm very debating this because I don't know if it was I'm just living in the moment.
The first leg first, we didn't get on.
We didn't talk about it that much, did we? We just started talking.
We started talking. See, that's what I mean. Like, once we start talking, we just
Once we start talking, we're done. But yeah, no, yeah. First goal, Vini, bro, Vini's insane. That was a rocket.
What's your reaction to that goal?
I was sitting with my roommate and one of our friends. We both were on our break and we were just watching. Dude, when that thing went in, Camavinga on the side, Modric with that beautiful scoop, which goes. A lot of people are not mentioning that scoop is crazy because he drops back, brings out. I don't know who's covering Modric, touches it, and Camavinga just knows. I'm just gotta keep running because he's gonna put the ball there.
That was a brilliant setup by Modric. Like, you just, like, little flick, and then Camavinga just runs into it. That was brilliant from him.
And then, and Vini, respect, because Vini, I think the only time that he scored that goal was against Sevilla. That freaking curve.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was going to be, I thought he was going to do the same thing, but he just...
Oh, really? This time he went the other way.
Yes.
This time, I think he had a curve in it, too. I think Sevilla was just, he just hit that. This one, I think it had more curve, and I think Sevilla, it beat the keeper as well, but this one was just, it was just better in my eyes.
No, yeah, this by far was better.
Yeah. Then, what else? Oh, Camavinga. I think, was he your man of the match?
Yeah. For me, it was Camavinga, just overall performance and everything. I read somewhere that the people that vote on it is that...
De Bruyne.
Yeah, it was De Bruyne, but like I didn't even think De Bruyne was like top 5 players of the game. I put even Rudiger above him before I put De Bruyne.
He was the worst midfielder on the pitch.
Oh, that's kind of over. Okay, so Kroos.
I think Kroos was the best midfielder on the pitch that night.
Fair enough.
I think Valverde was good. Valverde wasn't himself, but he contributed a lot to the defensive side. I thought Modric was pretty good. I thought he had a flawless first half. I thought Rodri was good. Gundo, I would say Gundo or KDB were probably the two worst in my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that you mentioned Gundogan, I was like, he shot. He had some chances, but besides that, he was very quiet.
But KDB scored that goal. What was your reaction to that goal?
Kind of like a dagger to the heart, because I was like, we have it. We had the chances. Is the Benzema header after or before that?
I think it's after.
It's after. So when that chance happened, I was like, oh, we we are having our chances, but we let them breathe. That's basically what we did to them at the Etihad last season. Like that goal, even when we were losing, everyone was like, you gave us that little margin.
Yeah.
now they have the margin that they're not even losing. So we needed that extra margin for the Etihad.
For me, what hurts is like right before that goal. Do you remember that whole sequence with Benzema?
Oh yeah, the touches, like nobody touches it, and then I don't know who blocks Benzema, but like he just shoots Stones. It was Stones?
Yeah, I think it was Stones. But the whole build up to that goal, not a goal, but the whole build up to that shot, it was incredible. That was our best. That's one of the best things I've ever seen Real Madrid do under Carlo. Like even this season, last season, we had like a 2 to 3 minute build up, pass around. We waited. Then Vini gets it. Vini cuts inside. Benzema, Carvajal. I think Vini passes to Carvajal. Benzema to Carvajal. Back to Benzema. Benzema shoots it. If that goes in, that's goal of the season for me.
I mean, it was a beautiful build-up. And in the sense of... We were comfortable not having the ball, which is something that a lot of people that don't watch La Liga don't understand this. Parking the bus is not a bad tactic if you're comfortable doing it. If you're just purposely giving the ball, you're not defending for the sake of defending. You're like, you do everything because we're just going to sit until you give us a chance.
I feel like City were so slow in the first half, too, when they had the ball. I don't remember them creating any clear-cut chance.
They didn't.
Even like the first 30 minutes of even before the Vini goal, I guess. I thought we were the more threatening team.
Yeah, it's a thing that happens with Barcelona too. That Barcelona will keep the ball against us, and this is the thing about Barcelona with Guardiola is that he knows, and current Barcelona knows that if they don't punish us, they're gonna regret it because we only need 1 to 3 chances, and those 3 chances will happen like in 5 minutes, and we're gonna score 1.
They're the only team that always seems to like. They're the only team that always seems to like find a way to completely shut us out, like completely kill us, and not. You're gonna convert all their chances basically, like 4-0. They've had multiple 4-0 against us. Even 2019 in the Copa del Rey, they just killed us. Last season they killed us at the Bernabeu. Yeah.
I was
the
there.
only team that we're the only team that knows like to beat us, you just have to kill us.
You gotta put a dagger. You got
Yeah.
like legitimate. And a lot of people that are gonna hear this thing just like, oh well, what happened with this team? What happened? Like they didn't smash you. It just means that like freaking we still play well those games that we lose. It's just Barcelona. We lose and they make sure that we lose. They make sure to make a statement every time they beat us. Even the 1-0 when this season on the first leg of the Copa del Rey, with all the injuries and everything, I was so pissed because I was like, this is the one time that you guys didn't play well and still beat us.
Also pissed just because of that reason too, because we had a lot of the ball. That goes to show having a lot of the ball doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't mean
we had so much of the ball we couldn't do nothing, and then one counter we lose the game.
And it was in the 90th, right? Like it was the last minute.
It was I think around it was late. I think it was 70 or 80 or something like that, but it was late.
Was it? It was Kessie, right?
It was Kessie. Yeah, it was. I think it was Kessie.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I was so pissed because I was like, we're not gonna like. I know the Copa del Rey is not our competition. It's not our cup. It's not like we put our stock on that championship every year. It's like putting your stock on the FA Cup. But every time, bro, I was like, even when they're injured, we're not gonna be able to win it.
Yeah. Then 4-0 was kind of satisfying. I wanted to.
It was.
I wanted to be 5-0, 6-0. That's the first time we have done that to them in like the past I don't know how many years.
Bro,
Yeah,
the biggest win that we had in a long time that I remember it hurt them. It was the Mourinho 3-1, the one that they took the picture doing this. Yeah. That one's it. Not even the 3-1 last season, or like the 3 years that we beat them consistently. Like legitimate, I feel like that one in the Calma, the final in the those hurt them. Like those are like for them. Their moments, their games that they use against us are the big ones. For like the 6-2, the 5-0, everything. For us are the ones that like that hurt you. Like mentally, that changed your moment.
Another satisfying one. 15-16, we lost 4-0 obviously at the Bernabeu, and then Benitez got sacked, and then Zidane came in. And then at the Camp Nou that season in the league, that win felt so satisfying. I think we were down a man as well. I think Ramos got sent off. Then Ronaldo surpassed Bravo. I think we broke their undefeated run with that as well. That was so satisfying.
Oh, wait. Is that the season that we lost against... That, like, we finished the season undefeated, we won all our games, and we still didn't win the league? Or is that the Atletico one?
That's the season Benitez got sacked, and then we got Zidane.
Yeah, but did we win the league that season or no?
No, we lost at 1 point.
1 point, there we go. Yeah, that's the one.
The crazy thing about that season is, if Benitez wasn't our manager in the first half, we win that league.
Yep.
I think when Zidane came in, we were behind by like, I think around 6-8, something like that. And Zidane went on this insane run, and then we pulled it back to just 1 point.
Bro, that's the thing about like managing Madrid is so easy. No, bro, like freaking, there's so many expectations in La Liga. For any Prem fan that is watching this, it's not easy. It's just the fact that you have two freaking behemoth of teams that are gonna be good every single season, and when they're not good, you can notice how they're not good because they fall back really bad.
Oh, back to the City game, I guess.
So I was gonna say Militao, Rudiger for the next leg.
I think if you play one, you won't have what the other one offers. So for me, Rudiger, like his bully mentality, like the way he played against Olan, like you saw, when Olan went like to the middle of the pitch, bro, he was chasing him down, like he was on his ass, like that. I think Militao won't do that because Militao, I think he's more passive in that regard. But I think in that first leg, we lacked Militao's ball playing and progression a lot. And if Militao was there, we get so many more attacks going through him. So he's like him and Alaba. That's where our attack starts. And Militao's so good with the ball, like carrying the ball, finding passes to Vinny, like the diagonals. And that's what we missed. At the same time, we got Rudiger's like physicality, which kind of helped us. Kind of torn, but I'll still go with Militao. I think Carlos trusts him. I think with Alaba, he plays better. I think I'll still go Alaba, Militao.
Okay.
As bad as it is to Rudiger because he has such a great game, I think that's the partnership Carlos gonna go with, and that's probably what I'll go to.
In my case, because I don't know if you saw the tweet today. For what it looks like, Ancelotti just came out and already gave out
Yeah,
our strategy.
I don't get where these leaks come from, bro.
I don't. It doesn't sound like it was a leak. It sounds like Ancelotti just freaking said it. That we're gonna defend in a 4-4-2. That Camavinga will play in the midfield, and that Militao will play. But in my mind, I'm like, I want to keep Rudiger. I really want to keep Rudiger, just for the man marking on Haaland and like just bother him the whole game. But put Militao next to him, Alaba at left back, and then Camavinga on that side of the field. But I know you don't like Alaba at left
How
back.
about left back? Yeah, he can't run. that dude can't run, dude. Like Camavinga's so good at left back, even though he's like, I think sometimes he just looks shaky. He has the athleticism to just get up and down, up and down, up and down. Alaba, he's an old man. He's better at center back.
Yeah, no, I mean he's every time I see Rudiger next to Militao, I get worried because I was like, you're both like not. For some reason, both of them they don't keep notion of what's going on behind them or next to them. Meanwhile, Alaba keeps that order.
Alaba's a leader.
Yes.
He's a leader. Yeah, he keeps everything in check.
What would you say realistically? Realistically, what do you think it's gonna happen?
Second leg, realistically, I think we can come away with a 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
In my case, I think we're gonna do fine. I think we really like it's gonna be competitive, just like this one. But I think it's gonna have to. I feel for some reason I don't think Guardiola has the thing that he overthinks. We know this, and I think he might try to do something just to like, hey, we need an early goal, something like that. Just feed Haaland, blah 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 blah. We are gonna get the early goal because of that mentality. They're gonna tie it at one point, and then we're gonna go to overtime, extra time, and then that is Jesus take the wheel, bro. I don't know what happens after that.
Bro, Etihad, bro, that's such a people make fun of City's fans and like that's like empty hat, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That stadium right now is probably the toughest stadium to play in world football.
Easily.
That stadium is a fortress, dude. Every team that goes there just gets clapped. Like, every important game that's been there in the last, I'll say since 2018, I can't remember them losing. That's how
Big games,
big games, not like normal, like big games. In Liverpool, 18-19 smacked them. Arsenal this season smacked them.
Magnum.
And then even us last season, they beat us. The record is so good at that stadium, and I don't think they were going 100% the Bernabeu. That's what scares me the most. I think they were. You heard me say they were kind of passive. They were kind of slow with how they played. I think they were just trying to get a draw, or I think they would have been fine with the 1-0. If I'm being honest, I don't think they would have cared.
Nah, I think they would have because they needed that goal. Because imagine us going to the Etihad with that 1-goal advantage. Like that would have put Madrid on the edge of like we already going in winning. Like we don't even if you concede, we're good.
Okay, I just thought about it, but another positive. I think Pep did take a conservative approach, but in that second leg, they are good in transition, right? I think KDB is outside of Mbappe for me. He's the best transition player on the planet. You probably see me like multiple times. You probably get annoyed by it now. Me keep mentioning transitions. That's the one thing they're probably the best at with Olan and KDB as a partnership.
Easily.
We, in our attack, bro, we can chop a team so quickly. You saw it in the first leg, like bro, 78 seconds from our box to their box, just 1-2, bam, 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 we're there. I think that's what Pep is scared of the most. We can do that as soon as we have the ball. Like we don't need a lot of the ball. On possession, we're to the other side of in their box pretty much.
It's because and this is why I always say big picture La Liga has always had the better football because that's how ingrained every single team in La Liga is. It's just like, oh, you want to keep the ball? You're going to keep us parking the bus? Then we're going to take that one chance. And that's all we're going to do. That's how Almeria beat us at the beginning of the season, if you remember. It only took one chance and then they beat us.
So if they are going to be aggressive in that second, like more intense in that second leg, attack more, we're going to attack as well. Like we have Vinny, we have Benzema, we have Rodrigo.
Will you...
Pepe,
Go ahead.
I I think Pepe's kind of scared of that.
That we just have outlets.
We just have outlets. Like us on transition, we can just kill any team on the planet, even them.
Mm-hmm. The thing that I'm thinking is we didn't get a big Benzema game, so
Yeah.
the fact that Benzema was quiet, we didn't get a big Haaland game either. But like that was more on the fact that Haaland was just being bothered by Rudiger the whole game. Meanwhile, Benzema was just not
with
there.
Owen, though, we did a great job, like controlling the balls from getting to him.
Oh yeah.
From Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundo. Even Carlo came out after the game said, we didn't care about Olan. We just care about the people that got the ball to him. So like Gundo and KDB pretty much.
Did you see? Because I didn't think he did this much. Grealish created 6 chances.
Oh yeah, I saw that. There were nothing.
They were nothing, but still, I'm like, okay, those are 6 from really nothing.
The best one was early on in the game where he whipped it to Olan. Bro, I can't believe the leap he got on that. You remember the header? The leap he got on it?
Yeah,
I was scared. I was like,
that it goes straight to Courtois.
Yeah, he goes straight to Courtois, but for a man of that size to jump like that, that's scary.
Oh no, dude! Freaking Haaland is a specimen. That's one thing that I hope that old people know this when we talk or criticize and everything. We're criticizing players to the level that they should be criticized.
Yeah.
Because I never say a player shit. I legitimately never, besides Mariano, because fuck Mariano. But but like any player, whenever they're in that level, I'm like, dude, like I'm criticizing you because I know how good you can be.
Even with Olan, I think his game has come. I think it's developed a lot since the beginning of the season. I mean, that Arsenal game is one of the best, like one of the most complete striking performance I've seen this season from any striker. The way he held up the ball, the way he carried it, the way he found KDB, everything.
You know what scared me from that game? And you probably remember when it's I think goes De Bruyne to Haaland. He goes on a run, and then I don't know where he pulled this off or since when he's that good at this. He dribbles. He does like a croqueta against.
He always does that shit. Kevin, he always does that croqueta. Olan is so good at that. Like you don't think he'll be good at the croqueta? He always does it. That's always does. Even his time at Dortmund, where he used to spam the croqueta, like not spamming. He always does it. I think that's just like staple at this point.
Dude, I saw that. I even tweeted. There's a tweet that I remember vividly that I wrote it. Since when can Haaland dribble like that? Because when I saw that, I was scared shitless. I was like, that's Militao right there. What we doing? No.
Even in the Arsenal game, I remember he was in the penalty box. He did a croqueta. He got away from all of them, and then he took a shot off. He's so good at that, like the look. I don't know how, since he's so tall, but
he's so tall, he's so big, and he gets out of like tiny spaces like that. It's crazy how talented the guy is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're just talking about what were we talking about?
I mean, we were talking about the second leg now, but just to wrap it up, there's like 3 more things that I want to talk about, and then we can cut it because we've been talking for an hour and it feels short.
We've been talking for a long time, yeah.
Again, I know you're a historian. I know you do you study the game because I've seen you on Twitter just talking randomly about like, oh, this boy Puskás wouldn't cut it today. Like I'm like, why are you even talking to Puskás?
I just do that to troll because there's like a lot of historians on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I just do that to fuck with them.
Okay, but do you actually read it? Do you actually look back and like do it? Because I remember one time I said like, oh, the best youngster I ever seen was, I don't even remember who I said, but you out of nowhere came out like, actually Pelé did this and da la 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 la. I'm like, I didn't even know that. I was just giving my opinion. You actually like teach me shit.
Dude, Pelé peaked at like 21.
Oh, was that his pick?
Yeah, he peaked at like 21.
Okay.
And he fell off. Like no, he didn't fall off, but like he peaked at 21.
Okay.
And then you have I think I said R9 as well.
Yes. In R9 I see the I think I said R9. I think that was it.
Did you say R9?
I think that was it. And then I said like R9 was the best youngster we ever seen. And then I think you said Pelé trumps him just because probably because he peaked at 21.
Because Pelé is like all of Pelé's good moments, like big like stat lines, big numbers, everything came when he was like very, very young. And that's kind of that's what surprised me the most. Like when I really went into it, I like in his like mid 30s, like late 20s, like early 30s, he didn't do much. He had the World Cup. It was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
70s World Cup, but that was about it.
In your opinion, and it doesn't have to be a great player, like one of like the top 10 of all time or whatever. What's a player that you think back then he was like, oh, like whatever, but today will be actually like really good?
Oh, Eusebio and Pele.
Eusebio? Really?
Yeah, yeah, Eusebio and Pele.
Okay.
They were, but just because they were athletic freaks.
Okay.
And when I watch people like Puskás, I get relative to their era, they were monsters as well. But Puskás' athleticism, I don't think was as good as Pele's or something like Eusebio. When I watch clips of Eusebio and Pele, I get moved so much. Like those are probably the only two players from that period. And I actually like damn, these dudes are like freakish, you know.
Okay. I might need to start watching more Eusebio because I know of him. I have knowledge of like his plays and everything, and how good of a cannon he had on like his shot. But I never actually like full on deep it like how good he was.
The reason I say that because I think athleticism in any era. I think if you have good athleticism with the talent that they had in any era, you're gonna be one of the best.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ballon d'Or. Who's winning it?
Don't get me. I don't want people to get mad. Okay.
No, hey, I already said. I think if City beat us and they win the treble, Haaland. If Vini and Real Madrid win it and Vini has a big role in the next two games, Vini. And then if it stays neutral, I feel like Messi, he will have to finish the season strong with PSG just to remind everyone that like what he did. I still Haaland, Vini, and Messi for me, and those are my three cases. But what is you?
Okay, for me, under Messi, obviously. I think that's everybody's, right?
Yeah.
I would give it to Olan.
Okay.
I just think what he's done this season is just freakish. He's gonna shatter the Prem record. They're probably gonna win the Premier League, even if they don't win the Champions League. I still think the numbers he has put up is just again freakish. It's out of this world. We have never seen anything like it. I think in terms of like pure statistics alone, I think Messi. You remember the 91 goals a year, right? I think 11, 12 or 12, 13. That's the only two seasons in terms of like just pure goal scoring output per 90. That's better than Olan's. So he's doing something we have never seen.
Okay.
For that reason, I would probably give it to Olan. But to see Messi's argument, I think he's been good for PSG this season. World Cup as well. I think the World Cup is probably...
It's heavy. It's heavy,
yeah. So I'll give it to Olan if it was me, but Messi's a deserving winner as well. I think I always say this. I even said that last year. Just because I don't think a player should win it, they're not like less deserving of it, you know?
I always hate that question, and I see your comments. You get it a lot, just like, oh, but Messi deserves it. I'm like, if you're on the top three, you deserve it, my guy. You did enough already.
Like people say this about Modric as well. Like when he won in 2018. Oh, I thought Messi had a good year that year. Ronaldo had a good year. Salah had a good year. Griezmann had a good year. I think all of them deserve. Like if you could give multiple Ballon d'Ors, you'd probably give it to each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's only one winner. That doesn't mean that person robbed the others, because I think he was just as deserving of to be a winner as the others. You know, like Ronaldo won it. I don't think Ronaldo robs someone like say Salah who had a great year, or Messi who had a great year as well individually. All of them are deserving, and that's why I hate like when you say, oh, I think this person should win, blah blah blah. Like, oh, so you don't think Messi's good? So you don't think this person, blah blah blah.
That's the toxic part, because I'm like just because I think this person should win doesn't mean this guy is shit. Like no, like we're just arguing who.
So I try to ignore questions like that nowadays. Like when I go live or something, like I know people just ask it to get the response that they want, and that's the one thing I hate. You know, when you're on live and people just ask you a question because they want a certain response from you, because they're gonna feel good about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate those type of questions.
Dude, it's the same, bro. And this is why I wish there was like a filter on TikTok, but there isn't. Just like, oh, who's your GOAT? Messi or Ronaldo? Who's gonna win the Champions League? I'm like, you guys ask me the same freaking question every 5 minutes. And it's just brand new people that probably missed the live, and now they're asking the same thing, and they start spamming.
Funny you mentioned the GOAT debate. For me, I don't really care about the GOAT debate anymore. When I was like younger, I used to care about it because it was interesting. But now, like, instead like historian wise, I like to like look into the past and everything. I don't really care for it. I just don't.
Me personally, I do it for the views because I like people are gonna get pissed off when I give my answer, and I keep it consistent. Like I've been saying the same thing from back then, and I said like I told you, for the streets, the debate is over in the sense of like the casuals, because like once you win the World Cup, that was the one thing none of them had. So like now the casual has it, but for like the historians and like the people that study the game, we can have that debate for hours because we're gonna both defend it with our arguments. Go ahead.
Yeah, something. Okay. That's the thing. Like when I talk to other people, right? They actually like go into players of the past. Like, someone like Puskás. People say Puskás is the GOAT. People say Pelé is the GOAT. Messi. People say Messi is the GOAT. Some have Maradona as the GOAT. Some say R9 is the GOAT for them because they say that's the best player I've ever seen pre-injury. There's so many players that can be considered the best player of all time. I'm just like, doesn't matter.
Enjoy it. That's what the game is for.
You just watch them, just in awe of them. That's about it for me.
Yeah. Dude, if one day, like that's the thing, if one day I'm able to like just make it to like ESPN or something, and I hear these folks, what they say, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, like what are you saying right now? Are you doing it for like the views? Are you like are the ratings low? What's going on? Real quick, fire questions, just because I completely forgot I posted the video, and you also like
I told
posted
people
it. Yeah, I saw it. Real quick, he promised an R9 cut if we beat PSG last season. Where is the R9 cut?
Move on.
Move on.
People spam that so much throughout my comments.
In a two-leg match, prime Barca or prime Madrid?
Leg match, I think we take it.
In two legs?
Legs, I think we take it.
Okay. Opinions on Busquets leaving?
For me, the go pivot player, the most press resistant player. He should have left in 2018 with Iniesta. Overstayed.
Oh, to leave on a high?
Leaving a high. He overstayed, in my opinion. But yeah, great player. Yeah, legend of the game.
Oh, absolutely. For me, it's him and Casemiro for that argument. Just because they're two different players, two different purposes. Yeah. But like as a player, the smart one and IQ one, Busquets take it.
Yeah.
Please Kiko call out Rupak for his LeBron agenda on Twitter.
I'm just trolling. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time about basketball.
I noticed that, but I'm glad you're educating yourself. Like you're getting into it. Favorite Real Madrid memory.
Real Madrid memory. Ronaldo's goal, the first goal in the 2017 final. No. Yeah. First goal in the 2017 final. Or last season, Benzema's win. No, Rodrigo's goal against City. The second one.
No, that's crazy. I mean, both of them are good options. We've been spoiled when it comes down to.
I even said Benzema's winner against PSG. I'm like, that was a great moment as well for me.
The third one.
The third one, yeah.
I mean, that one is technically for me, but that's because I'm biased. I was at the stadium, so I always, yeah, every time, bro. Every time I start thinking about it, I just remember like being there, and I was like, yeah, no, like that was just, I felt it. Like I know, I understand. Ever after that game, I understand how powerful that stadium is.
What's your favorite moment?
I mean, besides that one,
yeah,
the Ramos header.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention that.
No, by far the
that's
Ramos header.
For me as well.
To this day is 92-48. Miranda fucks it up. Modric gets the corner. Carvajal standing there. He puts it in. Ramos goes up. Cristiano's behind him. It's the first header goal that Courtois conceded the whole season.
Nice as well. That header was so nice.
I remember that, like that's engraved in my head. Do we have a chance in Etihad? Well, of course we have a chance. Okay. If Mbappe comes to Madrid, how would him and Vinicius line up if both play on the left?
This is the thing about Real Madrid. Just put them in the team. They'll make it work.
Yeah. And this is the thing.
That's it for me.
Me as a madridista, and I don't know if you're on the same boat. I still hate him for like everything that he did to us, media wise and everything. But the kid is so good that I'm willing to look the other way.
That's what I noticed between you and me. think you're more of a Madrid fan than me sometimes. Not sometimes. I think you are more of a Madrid fan than me. Cause I don't know if this makes me like any less of a Madrid. I didn't really care what Mbappe did.
I mean, it's up to you. If maybe because I'm older, maybe because I'm older because I see it and I understand the money, but like,
You're definitely more passionate about it than me.
dude, I live and breathe this sport. I love it. Should Kroos and Modric start together in big games? I mean, the answer is yes, but depends on the time.
The second leg, I'm kind of scared of them start. I know I said it this leg as well. I don't know. It's just that game at the Etihad last season just gave me nightmares.
Wait, what was the formation that game? Was it Kroos and...
Kroos DM, I think Modric, and then Valverde in midfield. I think we had Rodrigo at right, if I'm not mistaken.
Casemiro was suspended, wasn't he?
Yeah, Casemiro suspended. That game still gives me nightmares, man.
Bro, that's one of the most entertaining games I've ever seen. It was a shit game when it comes down to quality, if you really think about it.
Like for us, yeah, the way we played was...
No. For us, it was complete garbage. That's why I always say, like, high-scoring games are good for entertainment, but not for quality. Like, this game was way better than any game that I've seen in a long time.
Game is one of the best games in terms of quality I've seen in, like, the past few years. That game was incredible.
The only one that has... I don't even think the... It's going to sound stupid, but the World Cup final wasn't that high of quality. It was just... It was a movie, but it wasn't, like, that crazy of quality.
Bro, even if you think about the World Cup, Argentina dominated France for, like, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And France had those moments. And even after that, Argentina just dominated again. It wasn't like a back and forth. Argentina was just the dominant team throughout the game.
Yeah, it was really a 1-2 punch by France that they just knew that. Like, this is the thing about France and Mbappe and everything. Again, to win a game, you don't need to play well. You just need to come up when you have the chance, and that's what Mbappe did.
And when you have those players like Mbappe, special players, they're gonna do something. Yeah.
I don't know. Before I ask you the next question, I don't know if you agree with this, but like that final was the closest thing to prime Ronaldo that I've ever seen.
Oh, you mean Mbappe's like?
Like just those 10 minutes, I was like, that is what Ronaldo used to do back then for us.
At least we got that. We didn't get Messi and Ronaldo final. We got that.
We got that. We got a old Messi with what I think was prime Ronaldo. Messi won.
Would you say that's the best game of all time? I think that's the best game.
Context-wise?
Like
yeah.
Contest, narrative, drama. I think that's the best.
I mean, it makes sense. It's the GOAT in his final World Cup. The future GOAT, or the one that's on the steps of becoming that. Argentina getting it back. Maradona died. It's France and everything to the back-to-back. Bro, everything makes it look like.
And PSG was, and then Mbappe was a villain in this whole thing. Remember, like, what happened early on in the season with Mbappe?
Oh, yeah, that he wanted to sell Neymar and shit.
Like, he came into as a villain. It was so perfect, like, the whole narrative as well.
Yeah, no, dude, it's crazy. Who should be going for Declan Rice the most?
I think Arsenal.
Ooh.
I think he'll take them up a level. I love Declan Rice. I saw your tweet as well. But he's such a nice guy and such a good player. Right? I'll be honest. If I could swap Jude with Declan Rice,
I'll do that. I do that in a second.
I do that in a heartbeat, bro.
We didn't even mention Jude. I honestly, he's great. He's a great talented player. But the game against Chelsea, I think it was, that they lost, bro, it pissed me off so much because I was like, you are the best player in the team, but you're not playing. You're not acting like you're the captain or the best player of the team.
I don't mind Jude as a player. I just think Rice is a better player. And I don't even like the whole attitude. I think Rice's attitude is still, he's a leader. He's a leader for that West Ham team.
That's the thing what I meant for, like, for Madrid, every position, even if you're young, either you're following those steps to become a leader or you're already a leader. And that's why Jude, I'm like, maybe he gets it from Kroos and Rudiger and Modric before they retire. But I'm like, ugh.
I think they will make him England captain, though. Him or Rice.
Militao?
In your future. No, like him, Rice or Jude. For England's captaincy.
Oh, okay.
They will be captains, though, in the future.
Fair enough. Have Manchester City ruined football?
No. I actually like City.
I love City. I like them. I don't have an issue with them. The only criticism, and this is more against Guardiola than anything, that they spend so much money, but at the same time, I'm like, your league makes so much money that it's bound to happen.
I'll say this. behind closed doors. I don't say it on Twitter and TikTok. If you ask my friends, bro, I'm a pep meat rider, bro.
Are you really?
I don't show it on TikTok and Twitter because you know, I try to have agenda against City. Bro, behind closed doors, I'm a pep meat rider.
Just know, I'm editing this and I'm putting Pep
Bro,
Guardiola meat riding.
Bro, I think he's incredible, dude. Hey, in terms of like football geniuses, bro, I'm in love with that guy.
I don't blame you, bro. I always said like freaking when it comes down to just making sure your team plays well, he might be the best at it.
No one thinks like him. That's the thing. No one thinks like him.
This is about City. What do you think the reason Barcelona struggle in the Champions League and do so well in La Liga and against Madrid?
Transitions. I just don't think they have a team capable to handle them, and the team is young. They don't have a good mentality. The players, Jordi Alba, for example, he's one of the leaders in that team for the past 3 years. After the whole Liverpool fiasco, and he was crying at halftime at Anfield. Like, what does that say about him? You know.
I've always said, and I think I talked about it with my roommate that no, the locker room doesn't really respect him because his leaders are the same age or play with Xavi. So the fact that those players are still there and finally doing clean house, I feel like next season or maybe the season after, we could see a Barca that like there's nobody connected to Xavi anymore.
I think for Xavi, the most important thing is just to build like a culture, like a winning culture in this club again.
How will you play the midfielders next season now that Jude is coming and hopefully getting fullbacks coming, moving Camavinga back into the midfield or what?
I don't even know. I think Carlos can have so many options that
if
I don't think no one.
If it's Carlo,
it's gonna be Carlo. I think it's gonna be Carlo. But I think he's gonna rotate a lot next season. This season, Ceballos has come in, rotated a lot. Tchouaméni's he just picked up the injury, but he's rotated a lot too. What would be our ideal though? Like if you had to pick, Kiko?
Probably play a diamond, if I'm honest, and then Tchouaméni at CDM. Valverde and Camavinga CMs, and then Jude is the most creative out of all four of them, so him as being as the outlet. And then up front, if we already have a replacement for Benzema, great, whoever that is, if it's Mbappe or whoever, and then Vinicius to the side. And if not, somehow still do the 4-3-3, but at that point we're probably gonna do that bullshit that we put Valverde on the right wing and they just rotate however the formation or however the game needs it.
For me, I think our strongest midfield is Camavinga at DM, Kroos, and then Valverde. I think that's the most balanced in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Oh, wait. I forgot that this is a possibility. The pivot. Having Tchouaméni and Camavinga as the double pivot. Yeah. Camavinga, Jude as the... what is it? The cam? Yeah, the attacking midfielder. And then Vini on the left, Valverde or Rodrigo on the right, and then Benzema up front. And then once Benzema is just old, move Benzema, put Rodrigo in front. Or if Hendrick is already there and already hitting goals, then put Hendrick.
Or Mbappe.
I mean, if Mbappe gets there, Dude. I'm not. If we get Mbappe, this whole conversation gets crashed.
Oh, have we seen the links that we're trying to go for Mbappe this summer as well?
Madrid is going for the double whammy or the double nuke with Jude and Mbappe, bro. If we get a third Galacticos era, we're really spoiled.
Yeah, we are, bro. I don't think we've ever had a dark time. I see these comments everywhere on TikTok, like when people, like Real Madrid fans, they try to make like sad edits of like dark Real Madrid. We didn't have a dark period. 2019 was the darkest one, but even then.
You're too young to actually have suffered this, but like I think it was 6 years in a row that we didn't make it past the round of 16.
Yeah, I know that.
That is by far one of the worst feelings that you could have. But at the same time, there's teams that don't even make it to the Champions League. And our dark era is not going beyond round of 16.
I think because of that, players learned a lot from that.
Yeah, but like none of those players really did anything for the La Decima. Besides like the culture, obviously, that it just gets built. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm reading your comments now, just to make sure that Okay, before I go, how do you deal with the voices? Have you ever made a video about that? Like, that's a question on your video, bro.
Oh, voices.
The
What the
voices.
fuck? What does that mean?
I don't know. I thought it was like something of like your community. But I was gonna say, and this is like I'm reading your questions, but I don't see who's the third best player of our generation.
I think Neuer. Oh, if
Neuer?
you're saying just best, I'll say Neymar.
Neymar. I say Suarez, but like Neymar is right there. There's Jude. Nah, we already talked about him. There's some pessimists. Mr. Madridista, we're done for good, man. No way we're gonna win at the Etihad, bro. I swear there's some freaking rats in this fan base. I was gonna say, and this is to like finish everything. If you had to be perfect case scenario, end of this season, next season, what is it?
What do you mean?
You tell me. Like freaking for you. Like if you're watching Madrid right now, what's the perfect case scenario? And subsequently, like what's gonna happen?
Perfect case. We win the Champions League at the end of the season. We get Mbappe.
Okay.
Go into next season with a loaded squad. We get a right back as well. Then we go with a loaded squad. And we win everything. Sextuple.
I mean, is it feasible? Because to win the sextuple, you need to have won the trophies last season. So
yeah, win the Champions League, you get the Super Cup.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, we will be able to do it because we only need to win. We already won the Copa del Rey, so the Super Copa de Spain from Spain is already guaranteed. Well, the tournament, it's already guaranteed. We win the Champions League, that's the FIFA World Cup, and if we win the Champions League, that also is the UEFA Super. Yeah, no, we can actually win it.
That's the dream, man.
All right, hey. Well, Rupak, it was a pleasure as always. Yeah, I love having this comment. We did it for a long time. Tell the people where they can find you. I'm gonna put your links in the description. But anything you want to say? Anything you want to tell the people?
You can find me on TikTok. I'm pretty sure Kiko will put the link. Yeah, that's the place where I post the most. I have a Twitter as well if you want to follow me. I don't take the Twitter seriously. I just I just go on random things on Twitter. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, perfect. Hey, bro, it was a pleasure having you. Hopefully, next time I have you, hopefully we might be for a preview of the Champions League final, but we will see.
Hopefully, man.
Hopefully. And guys, thank you for watching, listening, and enjoying. Please drop a like, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you till the next episode. Peace.